My name is Jasmine Lee, and I am not your mama's astrologer. Welcome to the week. Happy spooky season official, because this is one of those rare moments in astrology where things are a little quiet. Okay, because I don't know about you, but last week kicked my butt. That Aries full moon felt so powerful, so all-consuming, so much energy was given to the cause, the luscious cause of whatever it is I was doing. I don't know what you were doing. That I crashed this weekend and I'm still not back. So this week is one of those recoup weeks. It's the week that we refortify, restructure, re-boundary, get ourselves back together and prepare for the next bigger astrological thing, which we've got a lot going on next week too. I won't spoil the surprise. But there is loads going on next week. So it's one of those weeks where you need to ask yourself, where can I take the time? Where can I take a break? Where can I practice righteous self-care and protect myself from the next energy hit that could potentially be draining? Some of the bigger things that are going on is we're moving into a very scorpionic time. Mercury last week went into Scorpio, and now tomorrow we enter Scorpio season. And I wanted to just take our time this week to really delve into Scorpio, because Scorpio has a lot going on under the surface. Scorpio rules the 8th house of sexuality, of trauma, of death, of other people's money, of resources, of inheritance, of the way in which we delve into the depths and find what we find. Scorpios, happy birthday, are the detectives. They're the people that would rather not talk about the weather, talk about your favorite football team, talk about, the menial small things. Scorpio wants, when was the last time you really felt the depth of your joy or the depths of your sorrow? How's your marriage? How's your friendships? How's your relationships in general? Scorpio wants to talk about all things on a deeper level. They don't want to just be surfing the waves of the day-to-day realities. They want to land into the soulful depths of the ocean and what it has to say. It wants to listen to the whale songs. It's a water sign. It is one of the energies that I think a lot of people are a little bit afraid of. I think that's why here we are in spooky season. It is the thinning of the veil. The Halloween is on this time, and I think that fits really well, because I think that we as a species are afraid of that which we do not understand. And oftentimes I think Scorpio is unafraid and in fact really turned on by that which they don't understand. To be in healthy relationship with scorpionic energy, trust is a really big piece of that, all right? We're not just busting out Ouija boards and freaking calling in whatever spirit. We want to harness this energy, this soulfulness, this depth, and we want to use it for good, not for bad. The problem with a Scorpio is that a lot of their life revolves around the not good. That a lot of things happen in a Scorpio's life to really challenge their trust mechanisms, to challenge their trauma responses. And so there are many Scorpios you'll meet that seem really detached or hard to get to know or intimidating or are intimidating or feel like they have a really intense boundary around them and can be hard to access. Those are Scorpios who've had their trust broken. On the high road of Scorpio, they are the most loyal, the most steadfast, the most soulful in the astrological wheel. It just depends on at what point in their karma that Scorpio is at. Because the thing is when you sign up and you come into this world with a lot of Scorpio marks in your chart, then the world is going to ask a lot of you. A lot is going to happen to you. And so this week, it's this meditation on remembering where our soul is in all of this, remembering how we have trusted the wrong people, remembering where we've trusted the right people, remembering where we put our trust and allegiance, and remembering all of the ancestral wisdom that is always accessible if only we would listen a little deeper. Scorpio likes a good listen, a good gander, a good deep dive into what's really going on. So with Mercury here too, the sun about to go in tomorrow, it's this really amazing opportunity to suss, to get to the bottom of the things that really have eluded you over this time of busyness and starting of the school year and things to do and tasks to tend to. This week is that shh, but listen. Stop doing and start listening. I've said this a lot, that when we take our walks in nature, that when we let the world happen to us, that miracles happen. But this is something different. This is around intentionality, because Scorpio, in fact, is a very intentional energy. So it's not just stopping and going on a walk and seeing what you see and being present. It's different. It's different than just being present. It is being soulfully here. It is taking it one step deeper, deeper, deeper until, we've reached the very core of our very soul. And then maybe seeing our ancestors' souls and their souls before that on into infinity. And I love that. This is a week not just to be present, but to be soulful, to make soul food, to make soul connections, to trust the people that deserve that trust. Finally, to let go in whatever realm you experience your sexuality, to find a new depth. It is the time for early bedtimes, but maybe we're not sleeping after all. Maybe we're truly pontificating on who it is we think we are actually. And with Mercury being there too, our thoughts, being able to really get to the bottom of our own iterations, of our own definitions, of our own hurts too. Because Scorpio loves a good conversation about trauma. Nom, nom, nom. We eat that shit for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Scorpios love the shit. They love wading in the things that have happened to ourselves and really getting to a place where we heal that. That's high road Scorpio. Low road Scorpio hangs out in the trauma, feels traumatized. And so in some levels, if you aren't the type of person that likes to face your problems head on, or even has a basic understanding of what's really going on deep, deep down, this week could feel really tiring in a way where you're getting these messages. It's almost like spirits tapping you on the shoulder over and over and over again. And whether or not you're listening is up to you, but they're doing it. They're tapping. But where are you putting your focus? Where are you putting your attention? How are you in righteous conversation with what your wounds, what your ancestors, what that deep, deep core self has to say? Scorpio wants that. Scorpio's here for that. It is Monday today. Mercury is doing a whole bunch of good things. So we're super able to understand a little bit more. We're super able to get on the same wavelength a little bit easier if we want to. Astrology is all about choice. We're always making choices about how we're relating to our best days as well as our worst days, relating to our tired days as well as our unfocused days, relating to our joy days as well as our sadder days. Not to be confused with Saturday, our sad days. I don't even know if that's a word. But truly, we're trying to form pathways and relationships to what goes down when we follow the breadcrumbs of why that thing happened. If you had a bad day, what if? My inquiry and homework to you this week, if you're having a bad day this week, if you're having a tired day, if you're having a joyful day, if you're having an energetic day, I want you to take a moment at the end of each of your days and really lay out, why did I feel that way today? So here's the homework. You get to the end of your day, you get in bed, you pull out a piece of paper, a journal, your phone, whatever, your voice dictation, and you say, today I felt. And commit to one. Listen, we're multifaceted. There's many things going on in one day, but there is a lot of information in the gut instinct of the one word you choose. Today I felt blank. I'll tell you, we'll do the practice right now because I'm in mid-Monday. Today I felt soul tired. That's what comes up. That's my first gut check reaction to where my day is at right now. And now you cycle through, why do you feel soul tired? Well, listen, we had an overnight with a third grade. And while it went splendiloquently, there was not a lot of sleep. And for some reason, my body at the ripe old age of 41 just does not recuperate the same way that maybe my 20-year-old body did. And so I feel slightly wrecked today. I feel brain fugued. I don't feel with the program. Okay. I feel soul tired because those things I just said. And what if now that I've said that, I can go back and take accountability for where I could have done better today? Well, when I woke up, I could have eaten a better breakfast that nourished my body a little bit better. I ate 0 breakfast. Okay. I could have said no to substituting a reading group today to come home and get maybe more rest that I needed. I could have. Do you see where I'm going with this? We take apart our day with one simple I feel. And then we go deeper with, I feel that way because, and here are the things that happened during the day to make me feel that way. And here's how I want to do it different tomorrow. Well, I'm going to eat breakfast tomorrow. I always say that, but I'm really going to try. I'm going to try to go to bed early tonight. I'm going to try to find the joy of what it is to be around a bunch of lovely, sweet third graders. I get to be with my sister-in-law at work. Who gets to do that? That's a really lucky thing that I get to do. And so see what I'm doing? I don't know if this is like all coming together cohesively because again, soul exhausted over here. But are you catching my drift that I want to end the day really being reflective about how I felt and where my piece in that was? A lot of it's not always our fault. It's not my fault, that I'm tired, but I could have done a lot more to support myself. And that's the truth. And now I'm going to be thoughtful about that. Oh gosh. Yeah. When you get tired, you need to take care of your food source better. You need to make sure that you wake up and put a sweater on right away so you don't start the day cold. There are these really weird small things that are popping up into my head now that I'm being very honest about the kind of day that I'm having so far. So I'm doing this in the middle of my day. So maybe I have a chance to pick it up, to give myself a nourishing lunch, to maybe take a rest or a walk, whatever is going to feel more rejuvenative to me. This is Scorpio vibes, you guys, because High Road Scorpio knows how to take care of themselves and knows how to trust themselves so that then their energy gets mirrored in everybody else around them. So they know when to trust because that energy aligns versus when not to trust because it is malaligned. I often find, and it's easy to use relationship examples because they impact us so greatly, that when I was my most malaligned, like when I really liked a guy so much, but I felt like I wasn't worthy of that, or I felt like I wasn't to their level, or I felt like for whatever reason I wasn't good enough. The sabotage, you guys. Oh, the sabotage, the tripping on things, the tripping on my words, the so many moments where those dates just didn't go well because I wasn't accessing my authentic self because I thought they wanted something different than what I actually am. This is a deep Scorpio conversation because the truth is, if someone doesn't want you in their lives for you being exactly the way you are, then they don't belong in your lives. Housekeeping, knock, 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 housekeeping. Come in and be righteously authentic with the world you are living in. That is what this month requires, is to really be soulful about your part in why things aren't going the way you want them to or why they are. Congratulations if they are. You get a cookie. The rest of us don't get a cookie yet because it's time to really think about how we self-sabotage the connections that we make in this world by being our non-authentic self. And I know that I've said this quote before, but I'm going to throw it at you again. Be careful who you pretend to be because you are who you pretend to be. And that's the righteous truth. All right. So if you are pretending to be something that is not in resonance with who you really are, well, life is going to come at you. Life is going to humble you, and life is going to take you right back down to that scorpionic bottom. Trauma happens when we act not in our own best interest. Micro traumas, big traumas, whatever. We're not listening to our gut, and Scorpio in the high road wants us to be listening to that deep voice. My method writer, teacher, love, Ivy, always talks about how when we write, she wants us to be accessing our deep voice. And it's deep, deep, deep down in there. And only you know what that sounds like. And only you know what that looks like, because that's the truth of you. And if you aren't sharing it, if you aren't willing to share it, if you aren't going there on your day-to-day life, then there's something about you that you aren't appreciating. I'm wearing my appreciation shirt, okay? Because true connection comes when you are resonating and operating in your true energy. If you aren't, if you're playing a role for your boss, for your friends, for your kids, for whatever role you think you need to be filling, then you're not living authentically. And then situations are going to come up to really humble you, to bring you down to that authentic level. Don't do that. Tricks are for kids. Don't do that. Don't be the thing that the other person is being. I see it in these classrooms and grades as they're starting to become these little humans, the mimicry of what looks cool. Oh, that kid's doing that. That everybody else is laughing, so that must be cool. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, cool, right? But those are like stories that we write on top of stories that we write on top of stories that we're writing on top of ourselves until we get to middle age and we're like, wait, who am I? Who was I? As a Libra over here, I'm an incredible mimic. Whoever I'm hanging around the most, like even their voice inflections, I can tend to accidentally copy because I try to match energy. I match it and I match it and I match it. And in some ways that creates a harmonious atmosphere in general because I'm matching energy. But the negative quality of that is that I am not becoming energy myself. I'm just taking on other people's energy. I'm just mirroring back to the people around me what their energy is. And then where does my energy go? Where does my power go? Where does my bliss go? Down the fucking toilet is where it goes. Okay, this is the dark, dark, low road version of me who is a Scorpio rising. Okay, so you will meet me and your rising sign is your handshake energy. So when you meet me, you see that scorpionic, tell me everything vibe because I'm vibey that way. I hate how's your day. I hate that because if you say fine, it's a lie. None of us are always just fine. There's always something that's lighting us up or bringing us down. And if we aren't being honest about it, well, God damn it, I don't want to hear you're fine. Okay, that's my Scorpio rising. But the Libra in me is incredibly accommodating to other people's energy. It's why for a long time I drew in toxic relationships because the bigger the energy, the more I had to rise to the occasion of it. And it was exciting and I liked that and it was fun. And when you're young, that's cool. But as you get older, that's distinctly not cool. Okay? And here we are in November. It's death's time. It's time for the leaves to crunch underneath our feet. It's time for parts of us to die. It's time for parts of us to get quiet and to listen to what wants to grow next. That's not ready. It's not ready. Nope, this is the death phase. This is the dying off of the things that are exhausting you, which leads me back to our homework assignment of listening. Today I felt. This is why. This is how I want it to be tomorrow, okay? We are deeply manifesting beings. And in this time of fall, of death, of cold, of introspection, it is this beautiful opportunity to see yourself, the truth of you, okay? Not the energy match of others around you, but the truth of you. And start really letting the people pleaser die. Start really letting the energy matcher die and to really stand in liberty in your own energy and see who matches that. Match it. Find it. Because then when you start having these interactions, they come from this very deep, soulful, authentic place. And then you start meeting your best friends, your best soulmate people that just want to be around you because you are being the truest version of you. Welcome to Scorpio season. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is ripe for the picking because it is overripe and it has fallen and it is on the floor and we are composting it. We are letting it go. We are allowing our newer, truer versions of self to come to the surface. And if the people in your life don't like it, well then, that says a lot about how much people pleasing you were doing, doesn't it? That says a lot about how much hiding your true self was doing, doesn't it? And so you let those people go. You say bye-bye to the people who don't like what you're putting on the table because they're not your people. Because the people that are your people are going to want that truer, deeper, traumatized, crazy, imperfectly perfect person that you are. Oof, and I pulled the card Milk and Honey because that is High Road Scorpio. High Road Scorpio is sensual. High Road Scorpio is soulful. High Road Scorpio has depth that is unmatchable. So that is my advice this week. Be unmatchable. Do your homework. Do your due diligence. Figure out how you're really feeling about things and then carry on that way. See who rides your wavelength because those are the truer, more authentic people and things and circumstances that are going to be the thing that helps you get to the next highest level of yourself. Just don't forget, maybe you don't actually know who you are right now. Maybe it's time for some soul deaths. Maybe it's time to get honest with the fact that we haven't been honest with ourselves. Happy truth seeking this week, my friends. Please do like, follow, share me, find me, highlight me. I do so love a good share. I will be thinking about all of you. May this week be restful in a very soulful kind of way. I'll see you next week.